Hello, everybody. I'm Bob Hunter, the announcer you've heard over the years here on Bill Dance Outdoors. You know, the people who know Bill Dance personally, and especially those of us who work with him, know him as Mr. Perfectionist. Everything has to be just so, or he is not a happy camper. But he isn't always successful at being perfect, and the proof is in the pudding. The Bill Dance Outdoors crew decided to dig back in some of our library footage, some dating back as long as 20 years, and put together a show of outrageous outtakes just to show you how hilarious this business can really be at times. Now, the boss will probably pin all our ears back when he discovers what we've done. So before he finds out about it, we want to invite you to sit back and share with us a few clips from what we call the worst of Bill Dance.
Ease up and I'll jump out. Come on. That gun you Glenn. You did that. You put that motor in there. Down here. Look at here.
Are you beginning to see what we mean? Now, if you're one of our regular viewers, you've seen Bill catch a lot of things on the show. But here's one we bet you haven't seen.
You hit that jig, didn't you? You sure did. Spit it. Spit it out.
Can you believe this?
Got it. Got it. Ain't that something? I caught a alligator one time, and I caught myself a muskrat one time. But I ain't never caught a snake on a jig.
I'm telling you, folks, sometimes I think the boy is crazy.
How tough you are. Ooh, Lord.
Now, of course, Bill caught the snake by accident, but bringing it on board just to get his lure back, and then he drops the blasted thing? Oh, no. I sure am glad that wasn't me in the back of that boat. That little fiasco took place in the White River bottoms of southeastern Arkansas back in 1972. And Bill's old cinematographer, Joe Thompson, hasn't been seen since. So if you just happen to be fishing the White River area and notice a rather terrified-looking guy hanging to a tree, retrieve him for us, won't you? While we're on the subject of trees, watch how Bill Dance sometimes fishes dead timber. Now, have you ever been out for a long day's fishing, gotten real hungry, and find that you only have one thing left in the boat to eat? Oh, no.
Darn it.
Losing his Viennas may have hurt his feelings, but it sure didn't hurt his weight. Well, I bet I catch you for that remark. But now, wait a minute, boss man. I have a good reason for it, and I also have proof. Your balance doesn't always seem to be quite up to snuff.
I had my foot hung up under this stupid mat. Generally speaking, the colder the weather, and if there's one thing I've learned in all my years of fishing, is to never lean on a rail.
You are so graceful.
What?
I said you are so graceful.
Huh? There's a hole right there.
So you found it.
Hey, folks, am I right about his balance? You ain't seen nothing yet.
Okay, Buster. Got you. All right, calm down. Calm down. Calm down, calm down. Calm down. There we go. Little job. Golly, I broke my back and my leg. And now I broke my rod. Oh. I'm gonna get... Tipper, tipper, tipper. A lot of different type lures to use on weather changes, but one particular bait
For years, Bill did local weekly fishing reports for WMC TV5 in his hometown, Memphis, Tennessee. But they didn't always turn out as planned either.
Bill Dance's fishing report is a staple here every Thursday at 5 o'clock.
Every Thursday at 5, Bill Dance, we reserve it for him. Over the years, I've used every superlative I can think of to introduce Bill, but today, something different. For the past several weeks, I've been working with Bill on his on-camera delivery. He is a good student, and I'm proud to announce that he is the first graduate of the Jack Eaton School of On-Camera Announcing. Now, I'm going to have a number you can call to get into this in a minute, but first, the new Bill Dance.
Jack, the heat hasn't had much effect on fishing or fishermen here in the Mid-South. If you'll remember last week, we reported bass activity on North Lake was good. And Jack, the heat hasn't had much effect on fishing or fishermen here in the Mid-South. If you'll remember last week, we reported bass activity on North Lake was good. Well, it still is. Lynn Miller, owner and operator of North Lake Boat Dock, tells me good bass are being caught, as well as crappie, bluegill, and catfish. Now, the bass are most active early and late around the cypress trees on both plastic worms and white spinnerbait.
Mason, that gives you some idea what kind of a good sport Bill Dance is.
Yes, I think you were driving the truck. That's where you really were, and you pulled out there, and Bill lost his balance.
No. Oh,
the Jack Eaton School of Driving is very funny bit.
Very funny.
Thank you, Jack.
Believe it or not, we've got more of this insanity. So don't you dare leave me here alone. And we'll be right back after these messages. And of course, we have to produce lots of commercials here on Bill Dance Outdoors. Well, maybe from the crew standpoint, it would be better to rephrase that and say we have to produce a lot while doing commercials. Watch.
Whatever you're hunting for, you'll find it. Whatever you're hunting for, you'll find it. Okay. Whatever you're hunting for, you'll find it at Walt.
Can you believe that anyone could be such a klutz?
You know, for a bait to be attractive, it must look attractive. And I just messed that totally up, right? And I'm out of here.
Again.
You know, for a bait to be attractive, first of all, it needs to look natural. And secondly, it needs to feel natural. What did I say? I forgot it. What did I say? I messed up somewhere. Where?
And again.
You know, for a bait to be attractive, first of all, it must look natural and feel natural. That's why I'm kind of partial to soft plastics. Worms, tube and solid bodies, crawfish, grubs, jigs, anything that'll make old Mr. Big hang on just a second or two longer while I sit there. I can't almost said why.
Yeah!
Have you ever fished with a buddy whose trolling motor sounded like a pea thrasher? No, it's not pea thrasher. Chainsaw. Have you ever fished with a buddy whose trolling motor sounded like a chainsaw? Well, bass are spooked. Ah, shoot. Have you ever fished with a buddy whose trolling motor sounded like a, God, I want to say pea thrasher.
Pea thrasher? More like pea brain.
Have you ever fished with a buddy whose trolling motor sounded like a, I swear I got a mental. Have you ever fished with a buddy whose trolling motor sounded like a chainsaw? Let's go. Have you ever... Have you ever fished with a buddy whose trolling motor sounded like a chainsaw? Oh, shoot, man. The wind's blowing me into the... Have you ever fished with a buddy whose chainsaw sounded like a trolling motor? Have you ever fished with a buddy whose trolling motor sounded like a chainsaw? Well, bass are spooked by unnatural sounds.
Finally.
Nothing on the market today matches the incredible holding power of the revolutionary new Adams anchor. Even under these conditions, it provides excellent holding power. Just let off the tension, give a quick jerk, and you're free from any object just that quick. Nothing on the market today matches the incredible holding power of the revolutionary new Adams anchor. Even under these conditions, it provides excellent holding power. Just let off the tension, give a quick jerk, and it proves one thing. It flat holds. Couldn't get the redo it. Nothing on the market. Nothing on the market today matches the incredible holding power of the revolutionary new... Jackie, you keep backing up. Nothing on the market today matches the incredible holding power of the revolutionary new Adams anchor. Even under these conditions, it provides excellent holding power. But just let off the tension. Let off the tension! Finally, give a quick jerk, pull the sucker back up. Nothing on the market today matches the incredible holding power of the revolutionary new Adams anchor. Even under these conditions, it provides excellent holding power. Just let off the tension, give a quick jerk, and if it doesn't come free when it's supposed to come free, just reach in your tackle box, take an 8,000-pound cable cutter, cut it off, and speed away to your next favorite fishing spot.
You know, folks, even the wildlife's got Bill Dance's number. Oh, it's not just the crew. Check out this guy who caught Bill fishing his pond.
Boy!
Sick him, Swan. Sick him, sick him, sick him, sick him.
Go on. Leave me alone.
You know, with all his experience, wouldn't you think that Bill Dance would at least be able to make near perfect casts? What else can I say, folks? We love him in spite of all this. And we hope you'll join us again next week when hopefully our favorite fisherman will be again doing things the way he's supposed to.
Since about 1970, my line of work has afforded me the opportunity to travel and fish some mighty exciting places and meet some of the finest folks on earth, fishermen just like you. Now, some of these people are in the public eye and others are not, but all have been very special to me, and today I'd like to share with you some fun times with just some of the people that I've fished with over the years. I'm sure you'll recognize most of them and will appreciate why they are unforgettable moments in my life. I'm sure you'll recognize this jovial fella who always seems to complain about the way I position the boat.
How about turning around and running me in there first? Let's see if that's fair and above board and honest and ethical. You've been around Jerry Reed so long, you trashy, trifling, purloining, shiftless.
Golly.
Just rude, yeah. Besides being ugly.
I'm like old Corinne Cunningham. What's her name?
What?
What was the ugliest? The 11th commandment?
Ashley D. Lauder was the ugliest girl that ever lived. If Moses had have seen Ashley, we'd have had another commandment. Hey, Bill, you done caught a good one, son. Oh, I love it. I love it.
That is a good
Bill,
fish.
don't let the fish get off. Hand it back here to me if you're gonna let him get off.
I gotta pull him out here, Timmy.
Don't pick him up out of the water. Let him drift up to the side.
Oh, shut up.
All right, you got him, didn't you?
I got him.
Well, let me show you how I receive him unto myself. Come right here.
Not bad.
You don't hand him to old Papa and let me put him in there? Wait a minute, Bill, let me feel him. Let me feel him. Oh!
Well, he's right in that top.
That fish got a mouth near about big as yours, Dance.
Well, you got enough fish.
You pretty good fella when you catching big fish.
It just kills his soul when I position the boat in an ideal place that he can't reach and then catch the biggest fish of the day. Didn't I tell you? It just kills him. Now let's take a look at this popular guy. He's one of my favorites.
And I surprised her with a puppy, kept me up on Christmas Eve 2 years ago. And it would sure embarrass her when I came in from working late, 'cause I would know that she'd been sitting there and crying over some sad and silly late show. And honey, I miss you, and I feel good.
Tell you what I do, I bet you I can catch a bass right there.
You do, and I'll eat this plug.
Okay. We'll start eating.
You gotta be kidding.
I'm not kidding.
That is a fish. Good Lord.
Look here at the size of that. There he is. Come here, don't get off. Old 3-twig bass.
I do not believe this.
Do what?
I said, I don't believe this. You ain't landed him yet. I ain't got him.
Oh, don't get off. Please don't get off. Don't get off. Got you darling, you. All right, I tell you what. Thank you, 3-twigs.
You got any salt and pepper?
No. Look at that. Hey, let me show you something. That fish is blind in one eye, too. See that? So you're going to have to eat 2 plugs. Look at
What's that got to do
See
with
that eye? Look at that. That.
It don't look like it's hurt his eating.
Thank
He's
you.
fat. Or she's fat.
Swim back to your 3 logs up there. All right. Start. I ain't eating it. That's just mouthing it.
It ain't that bad. A little salt and pepper, a little ketchup. Hey, I didn't say when I'd eat it. I'll eat it for dessert tonight after supper.
You know, a fishing trip isn't measured in the amount of fish that can be caught, but rather in the memories of that trip. And here's one I'll never forget. Several years ago, I had the pleasure of fishing with NFL coach Jim Hannafin of the former St. Louis Cardinals. Now, this was Jim's first bass fishing trip, and believe you me, it was an experience. Here are a few scenes that took place. On his first cast, a $120 piece of equipment took to the air and to a depth of 25 feet. Oh, what the heck. Bill has several more. Let's try again. Wrong. After a few short casting lessons, Jim mastered the art of at least holding the rod and reel and developed the art of getting the lure out. Now, where it landed was another story. It hit everything, and I do mean everything, except the water. Take a look. See what I mean? Now, if you think that was wild, look what happened on his next cast. Can you believe it? I can't. Let me see that again in slow motion. What a day. However, with all that happened, the coach caught the largest bass of the day. Whew, that's one I'll never forget. Here's another fella that I've enjoyed hunting and fishing with. He's at the top of the country music charts every year. Not only is he an excellent entertainer, he's a superb angler.
Here's another one.
Good night. You set the hook like he's got a worm on it.
You got to put the steel to him, Bill.
I believe that.
I'm a meat man. See,
Thought you
if
was
this
a
was my
steel.
show, ain't nothing going back.
Thought you was a steel man.
No, I'm a meat man. I'm a field man for Ruger, but I'm a meat man with the fish.
Ooh, look at that and cut it. That's a good fish.
Yeah. Come here, boy.
Now, every fisherman has certain techniques for landing fish. It could be with a dip net, a gaff, their hands, or their thumb and index finger. But Hank, he uses this method. I'd call that the kneecap style, but old Bo Cephas has another term for it.
Is that a sacalé? This is a little larger sacalé.
Yeah, look at that, boy.
You see what I talk about. Good way to lose him. This is the old country tweezer method. You see that? You get him like that. When you play guitar, then he can't hurt your finger.
The old country method.
Yeah.
Regardless how he lands them, even using the tweezer trick, he flat knows how to catch them.
Welcome to Kentucky Lake.
And here's one I'll never forget. It's with my longtime fishing buddy and top country recording artist, Jerry Reed.
I got a mule. Hey, look here, Bill. Come here. This is the fish. This is the
good one?
Oh, is it a good one? Come here. Oh, hell, I can't keep him out from under the... He's going under the bit. Ah!
You got him coming?
Huh?
You got him coming?
No, I ain't got...
Where is he?
Well, he's coming under... Why don't you hook him on... You got
Let
a
me
net?
get my bait in.
Huh?
Where is he?
I don't... He's under the boat. There he goes. Come here,
Well, that's a
mule.
good fish, isn't it?
Well,
You got him coming now. Come on with him.
I ain't got nothing. He's just dragging this, stripping this line. Come here. Come here. Ah. Wait a minute.
Give him a little slack, Jerry. Give him a little slack.
Well, I'm giving...
He's going to break your line.
No, he ain't
Give him a
gonna
little
break
slack.
the line. You just wait. I'm fishing this fish. Look at him. Look at that fish, Bill. Look at that fish. Come here, baby.
You need some help?
No, I don't need no help. Wait.
Here.
Hold it. Stay away from the fish.
You go. No,
just-
don't catch him there. Catch him by the mouth. He's going to lose the fish.
I'm not gonna move. I'm not gonna move. Eat your heart out, Darwin Yard. That's the biggest fish. Look at that. Moby Dick.
Hold him up. Let me see.
Look at that.
Turn him sideways.
Look at that.
You know that fish will
I
weigh...
can't hold him up. He's beat me to death. Look at that fish. That fish will weigh, I guarantee you that fish will weigh
9.5.
9.5, 10 pounds. Right?
And there's one thing I don't allow in my boat is for someone to keep a bass under 10 pounds. And Reed is no exception. Let's watch. Let me have him a minute. Boy, I tell you what.
Well, you ain't done nothing but talk and laugh.
Was he hung up?
Huh?
Was he hung up?
He was hung up on my arm.
Good night.
Wait a minute.
That's a nice one.
Let me see.
Here.
Let me see that.
Turn him, ease him over that way.
Yeah, I'll ease him.
What are you
Yeah.
going to do?
I'm gonna ease him in this wet well.
Wait a minute. Wait a
Now,
minute.
just
Wait a
Get
minute.
away from the wet well.
What are you going to do? You're not going to keep that fish.
No, I'm not gonna keep the fish.
What are you
going in
doing?
the wet well. Well, that's the biggest bass I ever caught, and I'll do what I want to with it.
Is that the biggest bass you ever caught?
Oh, Bill Dance. I'm telling you what, that's the biggest bass I've ever seen in my life.
And I caught him. Thank you.
What are you
Bascos.
going to do with him?
I'm going to mount him on my wall. Is what I'm going to do with him. So Preston can look at it. And then I'll call everybody at Sligo Boat Dock. Whoo!
I'll tell you what.
I'm going to go get me another. I'm going to go get me another.
What was the fish? Was he... you tried to ride rail in the river, I'm going to kill you. Hey.
Well, he beat me to death.
Was he hung on something underneath the water?
Whew. I'll tell you what it's hung on. I hung on his face. Man. Bill, I'm wickeder than a baby here. Whoo. I hope Harlan Howard was watching that. I hope Jerry Clower was watching that.
Is that the biggest bass you caught?
Biggest bass I ever had in my life.
You know what really make you feel good? Just turn it loose.
Just do what?
Just turn it loose.
Turn the bass loose? What, you been eating poppy seed or something? I'll turn the bass loose when I'm ready to turn the bass loose.
He just thinks it's going on his wall. Watch.
Pull kind of tight.
Well, I'm pulling tight. You know, there it is. If you just back the boat up.
Oh, you
Kindly
poor
back the boat
soul.
up, thank you. That's the last spinnerbait I got. I done lost
I've
6
got
of them.
some.
That's good.
Let me help you, poor thing.
Well, I can get it. I can get it if you can just get back it. But that stuff's so big. See, I can't get it off with a tip.
Well, just keep kind of shaking
Well,
right
I gotta
there just
get
a
it
little
up.
bit.
Well, I got to get it off with my hands, see? Come here.
You got it?
No, I ain't got it yet. I ain't got it yet, but I'm going to get it. Come here.
Man, I'm going to kid. Me, pull right over here. Help me here.
All right. See? Well, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, why didn't you, Reed? If you think that upset the little kildee, watch this.
Bill, reckon I ought to aerate that bass.
Do what?
Aerate my bass.
No, your bass has got plenty of water on it, believe me.
Bass got plenty of water. You can't stand it, can you? You can't stand it.
He's got enough water on him, believe me.
'Cause I caught the biggest. My bass is gone. Yep. I'll kill you, Bill Lance. You dog.
Well, believe it or not, that was the last time we ever fished together. And come to think about it, that was the last time we ever talked. Well, moving along to our next segment. If you've ever heard of the NFL, you're bound to have heard of this guy.
That kill me. That look like a Billy Ray. You look like Joe Bob Deaver.
He was one of the best to ever play the game and took the Pittsburgh Steelers to 4 Super Bowls. He's also one of my best friends, and nothing pleases him more than when he beats me fishing.
Yes, come on in here, you 10-pound load, you. Get on up and dance, Uncle Terry. You know I'm gonna turn you loose. Come over here, boy. Whoa. Whoa.
Ain't nothing to it, is it, son?
Another whopper.
Yeah?
Another whopper. I'll see you in a couple of months. Put on a little weight, will you? So you made your living fishing, huh, Buck? Boy, I tell you, you got to go some to convince me you know anything about fishing. I believe I caught that fish right by your line, didn't I? You big old turkey.
Turkey my foot. You know, it's a different story when I beat him.
Holy cow. Look
Did I
at
not
it.
keep
Oh,
it?
my gosh. Get out of here.
The old swim worm trick.
Holy mackerel. Yeah, that's right. You folks see it. The man at the front of the boat got a lot better view of what's going on than the guy at the back.
Why is it that I always catch the big fish when we
I
go
just
fishing?
said it. Because you're at the front of the boat.
He's always got an excuse, but what gets him even more is when he's got to pay off. This time it cost the boy 100 pieces of Kentucky Fried Yardbird. My. There's so many unforgettable moments. Like this one here, when one of the country's best banjo pickers couldn't pick it.
One more time, quick.
Top that.
Well, I'll try. Well, one more time. I felt that cloud coming.
It took some time on that $8 banjo, but when we got things tuned in, we knocked it out. Boys will be boys. Hey, take a look at this beautiful creature who has disguised itself so many times over the years just to go fishing with me.
Yoo-hoo! Yoo-hoo! Are you Billy Dance?
Hi.
Hi, are you William Dance?
Yeah, afraid so.
I followed you all over this country. I love to fish, and my husband, he just won't take me fishing. And I love to fish. And could I get in the boat with you?
You mean now?
Yes. I want to fish with you. I followed you everywhere, Mr. Dance. And I would love to get in the boat with you and fish with you.
Well, I don't know what my wife would say about that.
You married?
Yeah, I'm married. All my life.
I don't see your wife.
Well, she's not in the boat with me.
Well, that's okay. Why don't you just ease it over here to the side and I can get in with you?
I don't know. Boy, my wife can get pretty mean. I don't know what my wife's gonna say about
Well,
this.
listen, I don't mean any harm. I'm a happily married woman, lady, and I'm sure it will be. I love to fish. My husband, he don't like to fish, and I love to fish. And if you will just let me get in there with you, I will prove to you that I am a fishing lady.
Well, I'm bluegill fishing now.
Well, that's okay.
Well, okay.
Any
Come on.
kind of fish.
All right, we'll go out for a little while. I don't know about this.
Well, don't you fish with women?
Yeah, I fish with my wife and my daughter. But,
Well,
how are you?
oh, don't you try nothing now.
I'm not, just kidding. Tracy, can you make it, baby?
Oh, baby.
Or
I
whatever.
just got in. You're already calling me baby.
Boy, I tell you, that was a close one. You know, we hadn't fished 10 minutes when she said she was going to take off her hair, and I asked her how she was going to do that.
Like this.
What in the world is going on?
Oh.
Then I asked her, him, why he'd go to all that trouble.
Well, you don't ask me to go fishing with you anymore since I told you that I like to fish for carp.
You're right, Melvin. I ain't much on carp. Never have been and never will be. Hey, you know, there are moments when editing can become very critical, especially when painful times occur. Like with this personable entertainer, Mr. Foster Brooks. What are you doing? What did you do?
I ran that in there 4 feet. 4 feet.
4 feet?
Yeah.
Boy, that's gotta hurt. Now, we know the hook didn't bury up 4 feet, but I'm sure it felt like it. Did it bury?
Yeah, it went in there. Yeah, I mean, it went in real good. I'm trying to loosen this up so it would come down. It's under my nail, so I guess it's not going to bleed for a while. It's on its way out, though.
Okay.
Did you get that on tape?
We got 2 of them.
Huh? See?
Embarrassment can be painful. Hey, you know, time wouldn't allow for us to show you all the unforgettable moments we've had here on Bill Dance Outdoors, but we hope you've enjoyed some of them in the last little while. I know I have, and they'll be remembered for the rest of my life.